When it comes to your business, no one provides better security and life safety systems than Safety Systems. Protect your employees, your products, and your records with a single phone call. Professional technicians ready to design, install, and monitor your cutting-edge fire and security systems. Electric locks and surveillance cameras. Emergency and after-hours response and repairs. Trust Safety Systems, East Tennessee's leader in security and life safety systems.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates, like this one on the Andrew Johnson Highway.
Ann got hurt in a wreck between two trucks. The insurance companies blamed each other and just wouldn't be fair. So we took it to court and got Ann a settlement of $180,000. We've been fighting these battles for 30 years and we're ready to fight for you right now.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotz and Associates.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like G3 John boats, built Gator tough. G3 Johns include all the features you could want from a workhorse boat. Massive live well capacity, lockable storage, even a midship fuel tank that allows for smoother running. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
The following is a presentation of Fox 43 Sports. You are watching the Sports Source Kickoff with John Pennington, presented by Madisonville Marine.
Good Thursday evening and welcome into our season wrap-up of Tennessee football here on the Sports Source Kickoff presented by Madisonville Marine. We're going to be talking about Butch Jones, Mike DeBoard, Bob Shoop, rumors. Those are the topics. It's going to be a lot of conversation tonight. We got some interesting numbers in there you might not have seen. Dial up a friend and tell them to dial this show in. Let's get right into it. First segment of this program brought to you by the founders of the Feast, Madisonville Marine. You see the website right there. Right now, tremendous deals going on. It's the G3 90 Days to Save sales event. Rebates up to $750 or $1,500, depending on the model of G3 boat you buy. G3 and Madisonville Marine, great deals right now, great deals year round. All right, I want to welcome in the panelists for today. From Sports Radio WNML, we have Jimmy Himes. From SECCountry.com, we have Mike Griffith. And VFL and NFL defensive end Will Overstreet down there on the end. Easy show, as I say. We got three topics, and then we got some rumors at the end. First topic is Butch Jones, and we want to put up some numbers just to talk about his situation, to be or not to be. You see his overall record. All this has been online this week, 29-21. SEC record of 14-18. Last 2 years overall, 17-8. That's number 3 in the SEC. That's third best mark in the SEC overall. Last 2 years in the SEC, 9-7. That's the fourth best mark in the SEC over the last 2 years. 14-4 in his last 18 games. That's second only to Alabama in this league. 25 wins. If he wins his bowl game, that's 25 wins in 3 years. That would be the most at Tennessee since 02-04. 3 bowls in 3 years. Well, he's already accomplished that. That's the most since 02-04. But 2-2 versus Vanderbilt, 0-8 versus the SEC West. I see that everywhere. Of course, basically the entire league not named Ole Miss is 0 for Alabama. So that's a little misleading that 4 of those are Bama. Gentlemen, loud group of fans out there and some of the media who say Butch Jones is flat a disaster. I've seen that word kicked around this week. Is this overblown at this point? Or are we simply looking at a self-fulfilling prophecy? So many people, you're inside the echo chamber of social media. Is it to the point that regardless of what he does next year, he's not going to win people back? I guess what I'm asking is, can he recover in 2017? Jimmy?
I don't know if he can. The disaster part's ridiculous. Disasters is when you go 1-7 in the SEC in back-to-back years. That's a disaster. The disaster is now with the Dallas Cowboys. Butch has done a good job in many respects. The question to me is, can he get you where you want to go, and that is the East Division Championship? Can he recover next year? On paper, it doesn't look good. But on paper, Tennessee should have won the SEC this year.
Right.
If they have really good quarterback play, if they improve their defense significantly, and the chemistry is right, there's a chance they could win the East. To me, that's the only thing that would allow him to win back some fans next year.
Also, you're going to have a quarterback change coming up. We don't know who that's going to be, but I think a lot of people on the program think it's going to be Jarrett Garantano. This is a guy who people who've watched practice this year say he is special. Mm-hmm. If this guy is Dak Prescott special, I'm not even going to throw out the Manziels and Tebows. If you're Dak Prescott special, that's a guy who made the entire team better. So on paper, it's a question mark. If the guy lives up to that kind of a billing, I mean, you beat Ohio State to sign him. If he's that kind of guy, yeah, you may be able to surprise people next year. Mike Griffith, is this all overblown at this point, or is it fair to say disaster?
Well, I think it's a matter of perspective, John. I don't think it's overblown, because I think the question is Butch Jones gotten the program where people want it? And the answer is no. But I think you got to look at the timeline. What's missing from the graphic you put up is the fact that he took over a program that had won 2 out of 16 SEC games, had absolutely hit rock bottom, was still recovering from the nuclear year of Lane Kiffin in 2009. So you look at where the program is now to where it was when he took over. He's made progress. I think this year is a push, because he was able to get the program in the top 10, legitimately, opening 5-0. He was able to finally beat Florida. He was able to beat a ranked opponent on the road for the first time since 2007. And he was able to land an airplane with 2 engines on fire with 19 starters missing at least 1 start due to injury. Did they finish strong? No. And do they need a new strength and conditioning coach? Yes. Still a work in progress. But I say as long as they're improving, or this year pushing, then he's still the guy.
To me, it's a little like getting your car's been stuck in the mud. It's been stuck in a ditch. Somebody drove your car into a ditch. They left. You walk up, you find your car in a ditch. You call a tow truck. It takes them forever to get there. But it's not their fault your car's in the ditch. They're pulling it out. They get it out of the ditch, and you're yelling that it's been in the ditch too long. Butch Jones was hired to kind of get the program out of the ditch, and now people are saying it's taking too long, when really it's back on the road again. It's not perfect.
They want him to clean it too, though.
Yeah,
they want it washed and vacuumed out.
I get 8-4 isn't the goal, but 8-4 is a hell of a lot better than 5-7 for 3 consecutive years. Will Overstreet, is this all just a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point? And here's why I ask. Les Miles, okay, we're going to unfire you and give you another year. Every loss, every ugly win becomes, aha, see? Mm-hmm. My question is, if Tennessee comes out next year in the opening game at Georgia Tech, an offense that's crazy to play, that triple option, and they lose, it's just going to get louder and louder and louder. Is this a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point, or can he recover?
It's going to be difficult to recover. I just believe that, you're in an environment where an AD is being switched out. The AD that hired you is going away. You've got a fan base that sees the Florida head coach come in and win 2 East Division championships in his first 2 years. So I think right now you have a fan base that looks at this, and I think you always have your unreasonable crowd that's going to be against the head coach the day they hire him, right? They're going to be making noise the whole time. And then you've got this other crowd, and I think this other crowd, why it's gotten louder, is not that there's a possibility that he couldn't earn them back and he can't turn this around, but it's very rare that they see that happen. So they're sitting there going, it's just a Band-Aid thing. We're pulling it off slowly or pull it off fast right now, but you're not expected to have a great team next year. If you have a bad year, it's going to be bad, and we're going to be in the same boat pushing you out.
Yeah, I think from week 1 on, depending on even ugly wins, are going to be loud around here. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Bob Shoop's defense. Some of the numbers are unbelievable. Also, a new theory. It's wild card. Throwing it out there. Something I haven't heard. Interesting thing. Also, a little later, we talk rumors. Kiffin, Purdue, lots of stuff. Come on back on the Sports Source Kickoff, presented by Madisonville Marine.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like Skeeter Bass Boats, the maker of the very first American bass boat. Skeeter's consistent innovation creates the most maneuverable, best engineered, and best designed boats for anglers everywhere. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
Thinking of a gift for the entire family? Games and Things has great deals on all in-stock and special order pool tables. With holiday movies and bowl games coming up, be sure to check out the largest selection of theater seating in the area. For those last-minute gifts, see Games and Things for cue and case combos, darts and dartboards, poker chip sets, table tennis, foosball, and air hockey tables. Or if you can't decide, get a Games and Things gift card. It's your holiday destination, Kingston Pike at Level Road, Games and Things, because life should be fun.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates, like this one on I-40 near Asheville Highway.
Ed got rear-ended by a truck and hurt his back. He couldn't have an MRI because of an old war injury, so the insurance company refused to pay. We filed a lawsuit and they paid. Ed fought for all of us, and we fought for Ed.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotz and Associates.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff. This segment of our show brought to you by Games and Things. And right now it's the holiday season, so if you're looking for billiards cues, pool tables for that matter, other games, arcade games, bars, bar seating, home theater seating, this is the place to go. OurGameRoom.com is their website, Games and Things. Okay, it's become a tradition around here. Tennessee hires a coordinator with a good reputation, and by the end of the first year, his name is changed to Mud. That happened this year with Bob Shoop. Let's take a look at some numbers here that will make your eyes water. Scoring defense, last year you were 16th in the nation, this year we're 73rd. Rush defense, number 111 this year, you were 45th last year. Pass defense, 47, down to 65. Total defense, you were 36th, now down to 109. Rush defense is the worst since 2012, and yes, that's a Sinceri year. 118 points and 1,900 yards allowed the last 3 games, and 8 of 12 UT foes ran for 180-plus yards. Injuries did play a role. Tennessee started 24 different guys on defense this year, 24. And as a team, not just on defense, but as a team, they had 56 lineup changes week to week. That's a lot to deal with. But by year's end, the issues were bigger than the injuries. Will Overstreet is a former defender. I'm going to start with you. In my opinion, we'll see if Mike disagrees there. I saw eyebrows raised. As a former defender, let's make you Butch Jones. You have $1 million a year coordinator. How do you fix this? Do you blow up your $1 million a year coordinator and go to your non-AD and ask to pay him out? Or do you let him hire his own guys? What do you do?
Well, the first thing I do is I ask him, tell me why this happened. Tell me why you dropped off so much. I did ask him to repeat it, write it down. And then I'd say, tell me what you need to do to get this corrected. And I'd ask him and I'd put it on him. And he needs to come back to you with the plan. And if the plan, you look at the plan and you go, this guy obviously doesn't see it, doesn't know what he's talking about, then I fire him. And I go after and get somebody else. But ultimately, what does he say he needs, and get him the resources that he needs to do his job? Because if you still believe in him, then what he asks of you, you should be able to say, okay, that's fair, I should get you those things. So if he says, I need my own guys, you go get his own guys. That's what you got to do.
Guys, quickly, what do you do? How do you fix it?
Will makes a good point. I don't know that you do fix it. There was one thing that Bob Shoop said late in the year that was really telling to me. He talked about how with this Tennessee defense, he's not able to have 2 or 3 calls in the huddle and then come out and run that defense based on what the opposing team's doing. He could do it at Vanderbilt. He could do it at Penn State. That implies one of 2 things. Either the players here weren't smart enough to pick it up, or he didn't have enough time to implement his system. Whatever it was, the defense was bad, and I know they had some injuries, but they also had misalignments. They had people stunning the wrong way. The secondary gave up over 400 yards against Vanderbilt. It just wasn't a good fit this year.
Shades of Dave Clawson in terms of the guys didn't pick it up quick enough.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's referring to the fact, though, that it could also be you had so many people hurt that guys you were counting on to relay the information were some of those on the bench. That's a third possibility, but none of them are good. Mike, what do you do? How do you fix it?
I think that's everything, John. I mean, I think if you start 11 different secondaries in 12 games and you say, we need everybody to be on the same page, but you're lining up next to somebody different every game, you hear a different voice in the secondary. Your Mike linebacker was out the majority of the year. Your best linebacker was out. Your best cornerback was out most of the year. You lost 4 defensive tackles and you're playing 245-pound guys. I mean, there was a lot of things that went wrong, but I'll go back to give him a good strength and conditioning program in the offseason, because I think that was the base for a lot of problems.
I'm amazed. We said that after the Appalachian State game, is it too quick to question this? Because how in the world do you go from, they did not look weak last year. They did not get pushed around. They got pushed around this year. Yep. Now, granted, some of that, again, because you have injuries, you got younger guys in there, they haven't been in the weight room as long, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's surprising that you could go that far backwards in one off season by promoting someone from within. What the hell happened? But let me.
I do want to make one other quick point.
Okay, very
Tennessee
quick.
had 7 different secondary starters last year. All right, 7, and they also lost 3 key players. They lost Shy Tuttle for half the year. They lost Majid for the whole year, and for 11 games, and Galden was out the whole year.
Yeah, I don't think it's all
So,
injuries. I think
I don't either.
you can't ignore injuries, but you can't put it all on injuries. I don't think.
No,
10
definitely
seconds.
not. And that's why I say, does he need to bring in his own coaches? Because there's a communication issue. So is the communication, I don't have my guys, or these players don't know it, so I need to simplify my system? Which one of those?
Quick yay or nay reaction. Let's say you're a coordinator. You inherit some other coach, let's say linebacker coach, just as an example. All of a sudden you want something taught differently than the linebacker coach has always taught it. The players look at him and they say, Coach, this isn't what you taught us last year. And the guy goes, I know, guys, this is what the new guy wants. And winks at you. Does that cut down on buy-in, yes or no?
Oh, definitely, because if you have somebody openly resisting what you're directing them to do, then they need to be gone. Yeah. And that's pure and simple.
And that with Clausen and his offensive line coach.
Yeah. And it's just like, I know, but listen to me. And the players listen to the guy they've known for longer, and they're not buying in either. Last thing I want to throw out here, it's a possibility. Okay, I don't want to see this floating around as aha. It's not an aha. But I do think it's interesting. Tennessee hired Bob Shoop from Penn State. Penn State elevated linebackers coach Brent Pry. Brent Pry, this year at Penn State, had a little bit better defense. It was the same to better in most of the categories. He was Shoop's co-defensive coordinator all the way back to Vandy in 2011. Give me a head nod, yay or nay. Is it even possible to consider Tennessee might have gotten the wrong guy? Nobody even wants to shake their head.
I'll shake it no.
Okay.
Because I think Shoop was one calling the defensive signals.
Yeah, well, and I think this too. Other coaches said this was a good hire, so they would know. They would know the system of, is this guy really a co-defense? Because a lot of times that's just a title.
Oh,
like,
I know.
That's a privileged title.
It accounts for a raise.
Right.
Yes.
So I don't think with what the people on the inside, the people that know this, would have said, did think it was that way.
I agree. We got to catch a break, but I will say this: it happened once before here with Sal Sinceri. You hired a guy who didn't know what the hell he was doing. You got the wrong guy from Alabama. All right. When we come back, Mike DeBoard, he's taking a lot of heat. Too much heat? We got some numbers that'll blow you away. Come on back.
Thinking of a gift for the entire family? Games and Things has great deals on all in-stock and special order pool tables. With holiday movies and bowl games coming up, be sure to check out the largest selection of theater seating in the area. For those last-minute gifts, see Games and Things for cue and case combos, darts and dartboards, poker chip sets, table tennis, foosball, and air hockey tables. Or if you can't decide, get a Games and Things gift card. It's your holiday destination, Kingston Pike at Level Road, Games and Things, because life should be fun.
When it comes to your home, no one provides better security and audio-video systems than Safety Systems. Control everything using your tablet or smartphone, whether it's a hidden TV or the temperature in your home. Lighting, doors that open and close, lock and unlock, cameras that allow you to watch your home from wherever you may be, all at the touch of a button. Trust Safety Systems, East Tennessee's leader in security and audio-video systems.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like the G3 Talent Series. Talents give you everything you want from an all-aluminum boat. A smooth ride thanks to wave-splitting entry lines, lockable storage, live wells, insulated coolers. G3 Talents have it all. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff. This segment presented by Phoenix Conversions, and since 1987 they have provided quality vehicle conversions on trucks, vans, and SUVs. Got somebody in your life who has a truck, van, or SUV they'd like upgraded? I tell you what, go down to Phoenix Conversions, line something up, and then let that be the Christmas gift to the person that has the truck, the van, or the SUV. Phoenix Conversions. One guy who's taken a lot of heat this year is offensive coordinator Mike DeBoard. It shows that, one, if people don't want you the day you're hired, they are never going to come around, period. It also shows that everybody thinks they can call plays. Let's take a look at the numbers here. So this is bad. Scoring offense, number 26th in college football, number 2 in the SEC, 58 touchdowns, number 2 to Alabama in the SEC, most for UT ever since 1993, most ever 1993, so you're second. Dobbs, number 3, he improved the passing game like everybody wanted, 63.3% for Dobbs. Number 1 in the SEC in touchdown passes. You also had 4 rushers for over 450 yards. That's the most in the SEC. Nobody else had 4 over 450. Explosive plays of 20 or more yards, number 2 in the SEC. Number 1 in the SEC in terms of touchdowns in the red zone. Look, I complained about the way he used some of his tools. I think that's legit. But DeBoard isn't your problem, I don't think. You still have people wanting him gone. There are rumors that he might retire. Very, very quickly, guys, like 30 seconds each. If DeBoard isn't here next year, is that a good thing or a bad thing for the Tennessee program and Butch Jones?
I don't think it's a good thing because I think DeBoard has done a good job. Now, what would he do at Garantano, I don't know, but I think he has done a nice job with this offense. And you pointed out this year's numbers. Last year, they rushed for the most yards in Tennessee's program ever, except since 1951. That's the only year they rushed for more. That's not rushing yards per game, but it's total yards rushing. So I think in many respects he's done a good job. Do I agree with everything he calls? No. Would I like to see him score more points against better defenses? Yes. But, guy, he got 38 against Florida. That's pretty good defense.
And he lit up John Chavis. That's not a great defense, but still, we went into that game saying, ooh, beware of Chief.
Yeah.
And he toasted Chief. So, 30 seconds. Would DeBoard leaving be a good thing or a bad thing for Tennessee this offseason?
I think it'd be a bad thing. I think one of the things that Butch Jones gives you is continuity, and this was only year 2 for DeBoard. I mean, let the guy get in his 3rd year. Same with Shoop. We talk about guys bringing their own guys in, speaking the same language as the coaches that are sending the message. You know, I think DeBoard will be even more effective, and he developed some pretty good quarterbacks at Michigan when he was there. I think Tom Brady played under him with Scott Leffler, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I just think, just in general, you don't want to do it. Be a bad idea because there are going to be other coaching changes that need to be done. So you don't want to flip your whole entire coaching staff. So, I mean, the whole point of this is you got to keep some consistency, and he's deserved a chance to be able to finish this out. He hasn't done enough to say, this guy doesn't know what he's doing and needs to be fired.
Yeah, somebody last week said, well, you guys complained about him all year. We critiqued the fact mainly, how do you use your guys? And we also pointed out it's more about game planning and who you're using rather than play calling, which everybody barks about in my view. I questioned David Cutcliffe. You go back to 1997, he threw too much. He put too much pressure on Peyton Manning, give the guy a run game. Think Jamal Lewis would have helped at Florida? I mean, if he could have gone. So the issue is you can critique a guy without saying fire him. And I think DeBoard, is he perfect? No, but he is nowhere near the problem on this team this year. All right, when we come back, 3 rumors that are floating around. Recruiting, Kiffin, Jones to Purdue. We'll tackle it all. Come on back on the Sports Source Kickoff.
From East Tennessee to the Carolinas, no job is too big for BENEDICT Construction. Patios and decks, custom remodels, even custom homes. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of BENEDICT Construction.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like G3 John boats, built Gator tough. G3 Johns include all the features you could want from a workhorse boat. Massive live well capacity, lockable storage, even a midship fuel tank that allows for smoother running. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates. Like this one on North Peters Road.
Lee got hurt when she was broadsided by a speeding car. The insurance company offered nothing, so we went to court and got a verdict of $99,000. We've been fighting these battles for 30 years, and we're ready to fight for you right now.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotz and Associates.
From kitchens and bathrooms to custom patios, decks, living rooms, and even shutters, let the remodeling team at Benedict Construction turn your home into your dream home.
Welcome back to the Sports Source Kickoff. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. See the website right there. They are East Tennessee's top source for entertainment needs, if you want an AV system put in your home, or for security systems for your home or business. They are fantastic. Fire systems, security systems, any kind of life safety system. Safety Systems, the folks to call. Want to remind you, coming up on Friday, the Pigskin Panel at 4 o'clock on Sports Radio WNML. That will be Mr. Himes, John Wilkerson, myself, and Mr. Overstreet. And then coming up on Sunday, look at this crew we got lined up. Oh, that's the wrong graphic. Well, Sunday we're going to have a great group. It's going to be Mike Griffith, Mike Strange, Jimmy Himes, Will Overstreet, Isaiah Victor, Mark Pankratz, Daniel Hood. We're talking football. We're talking basketball. Going to play 20 questions on Tennessee football, talk bowl projections, and talk Tennessee basketball. That's Sunday at 11, WATE 6. Okay, close out with some rumors. Everybody gets about 30 seconds. I mean that literally. Mike Griffith, the Vols lost some commitments this week. That started off social media. Either A, that's a sign of the program crashing around Butch, or B, it's a sign that he's leaving. Where are you on that on the reaction to the recruiting stuff?
I'm at C. I'm at the fact that they still have 23 commitments and they'll probably only sign 25 or 26. Look, these players get processed all the time, and sometimes these kids decommit. I mean, this goes back 2 or 3 months in the case of some of these guys. You don't know what it is. You don't know if they're upset they're recruiting someone else. You don't know if there's academic issues. You don't know if Tennessee's moved on to a different position. You're just not sure.
Jones says he has to do this. He's done this every year he's been here. I told people that 2 months ago, and they're saying, oh, what about this recruiting class? You watch, at the end, you'll start to churn guys. The concern is you just lost to Vanderbilt, and 2, some of the guys that left were 4 stars, so that's why people are freaking out a little bit. Will Overstreet, next rumor. On Halloween, I tweeted something out as a joke. Let's see if we have, there it is. Vol fans wanting Butch out. There's a national title-winning offensive coordinator who studied under Carroll and Saban, looking for a head coaching gig. Ha, 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 Lane Kiffin, it was a joke. This week, Clay Travis, the Skip Bayless of Tennessee, and Kippy Brown both reignited this thing. You got some people who are saying, yeah, I'll take Lane Kiffin back. Will Overstreet, you're an AD. Do you hire Lane Kiffin as your head coach?
Gosh, that's a hard one, isn't it? No, actually, that's not a very hard one at all. If there was a list, and I don't know how many people I'd have to pick ahead of him, but I mean, you'd have to empty out a prison and get ex-cons to come over there and coach before I ever thought about hiring Lane Kiffin back to this university. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think that one has much merit or holds much truth to it, being possible.
Well, 1, it's a good thing they didn't name that sewer treatment plant after him, because that would look pretty bad now. But 2, those people who want Lane Kiffin and also want David Blackburn as your AD, that isn't going to happen. Yeah, that is not, Mr. Blackburn, if he's your AD, will not be bringing Lane Kiffin with him. All right, last one, Jimmy Himes, very quick, 30 seconds. Someone misquoted Brent Hubb's post on VolQuest this week. Somebody asked him about Butch Jones going to Purdue. He said, I talked to people up there, they say he's not going to be on the list. That got posted online as, Butch Jones called Purdue looking for a job, and they told him no. Think about that. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm guessing he didn't call Purdue himself. But let's look at this overall, this Butch Jones-Purdue thing. Any possibility that he lands at Purdue?
No, I don't think there's any possibility. I do think there's a lot of frustration that is built up with him for a variety of reasons and a variety of fronts, but I don't think he's interested in Purdue. I mean, no disrespect to Purdue, but that's a heck of a step down from Tennessee. So I don't see that happening at all. Now, if there's another job that pops open that may be more attractive, he might pursue that, but not Purdue.
Okay. I would just say this. If quality of life is an issue, maybe you could take less money and go to Purdue and it's still a Power 5 school. I don't know. I wouldn't put it at 100%. I wouldn't put it at 0 chance. I don't think it's likely, but I'll say this. If Purdue starts panicking, if they don't get the people they want, he'd be a hard sell right now after Vanderbilt, anywhere. That'd be tough to sell to a fan base. But if they start panicking, maybe they come after him. Guys, On behalf of everyone here in Fox 43, we'll see you for a bowl show later this month. But on behalf of everyone here, our thoughts go out to the folks in Sevier County, McMinn County, Polk County. It's been a hell of a week, terrible week. Our thoughts are with them. We know yours are as well. Keep them in your prayers. We will see you down the road. See you Sunday at 11 on WATE 6.
This has been a presentation of Fox 43 Sports.